Testing.
Testing.
Testosterone. All right. So we're on air.
Okay, cool.
Man. Like, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So this is I should start off by saying this is the Heart to Heart podcast. And this podcast is about just talking about real shit. Whatever matters to us. So it's just all about spontaneity, just letting the conversation flow.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So you are Charlie Beech, the one and only. We're in Asheville, North Carolina right now, I should say. And you're like big on the art scene here.
Yeah.
As far as like arts, like artists that I know, you're definitely like on top of your game. You know, you got like a certain work ethic that I think kind of like sets you apart from the most. So, ooh, man.
Thanks,
it's good to have you here.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad
awesome.
to be here. This is cool.
So this is the Heart to Heart podcast number 2, like the official second podcast.
Sweet.
And so Sebastian came in and did the first one. We had like a conversation on just like you know, the meanings of things and the purpose of life and like discipline, and it was a really cool conversation. And so I'm glad to like be able to have a second dope podcast with you.
For sure. That's cool. It's cool that you're getting this project going. You know?
Yeah, man. I was talking to Jackson Martin, you know, my sculpture professor, for those who may not know, and he was like, well, like, what are you going to do to combine all the stuff that you've been doing? And so he got me thinking, like, I got to figure out some way to make like some sculpture installations that include like some audio or video. Yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I got a whole semester to work on that and figure it out. Yeah.
I think something that Amanda Brooks, another sculpture student, does. She's in the new media department. She's been doing a bunch of stuff like projection mapping. Like she'll build a sculpture and then like build a projection to go over it and like have it like move. That shit's crazy.
That's cool.
Can I say shit?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Fuck,
Yeah,
fuck
sweet.
shit.
Cool. Just gotta make sure. Yeah. Once I start rambling, they start spilling out of my mouth. So.
You mind pulling the microphone just a little bit closer to you?
Yeah, for sure. Is this good?
Yeah, that should be good.
Cool. Yeah, so
man, I have one question for you.
Up?
Like this whole podcast, like the only question that I have for you is like, what do you think makes a dope podcast? Because I listen to hella podcasts, and like I like all the podcasts I listen to for different reasons.
Right.
You know, some are like podcasts I can just like kind of turn my brain off and just listen to, and I think they're really funny. Other ones are like really like, you know, intriguing, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know like that's what chemical released in my brain when I slept.
Right.
Or, you know, it's like there's so many different levels of podcasts. And so yeah, I don't know, what do you kind of look for in like podcasts?
I'm really into podcasts of like people talking about what they do. You know, I don't listen to many podcasts because it's like hard for me to get grip, but I like podcasts that, you know, like yours, you know, you get artists in the studio, or it's just like people talking about what their work means to them. You know, everyone's working on something. Everyone's got something different. So everyone's got a different process. Some people got some really cool processes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I think that's what gets me going.
Yeah, I think that's like there's so much about people that we don't know, just like in day-to-day interactions, you know? Like I could see you at the store. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't know that you were into like a lot of the same shit that I'm into.
Right.
I wouldn't know that you're like an artist and that you know, were like doing what you do.
That's why I like making friends, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like some preschool shit, but I like making friends. You know? People always got more to say. And, you know, you can never know too many people. I'm bad about making plans, you know? I'm really good at canceling plans last minute, but no, I like, you know, just striking up conversations wherever I'm at, you know, so that's cool.
Yeah, man. I think like making friends is some shit that like I really like having like friends and people I can like go to and be like, this has happened, and like, you know, this is shit's really cool, or you know, like that. But like also like I really need like my like alone time, like my time just for myself.
Yeah.
And that's taken me like really long to kind of like really understand about myself. Because like at one point I was like, why am I like so like antisocial? Like, you know, like what's wrong with me? But like in reality, it's like that's just like how I function. Like I think I'm kind of like on that line of like extrovert, introvert, where it's like I just really need both.
Yeah.
And it's like I just gotta like let myself be an introvert when I want to be an introvert.
Yeah.
And just like let myself be an extrovert when I'm an extrovert, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love to party, but you know, then I need like a full day or two to hang out and just paint or do something. I guess that's where you were saying work ethic comes from, is I'm someone that my hands need to be doing something at all times. Like I'm just very active in making stuff. And so, you know, I'll go out and party and take like a couple days off of making stuff, and I come back, I'm like, all right, I have to paint today. I got to finish 3 things today. Yeah. And if I don't, then I drive myself crazy. And if they don't come out well, then I drive myself crazy. But every now and then I can hit it where it's like, oh wow, I made some cool things today, and like it feels good. So, yeah, I guess
it's kind of like it's like a like doing any one thing just gets like really repetitive. Yeah. You know. And like more power to the people that can do that the same thing every day, and it's just like this pattern that's just repeating. Because like that seems like really easy, honestly. Yeah. But it's like I don't think that's what makes most people actually like happy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Like,
it's comfort. Comfort makes people happy.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not someone that's into comfortable routines. I like having my home base as a comfortable place, but then if I'm spending every single day, every single week doing the same thing, then I go nuts. So
it's like the challenge, kind of like.
Yeah,
like is part of it, like overcoming some type of challenge, like you like, you know, or like I'm gonna get my art in this art show,
right? Then
you get in the art show and it's like I did that, you know. But it's like to some people it'd be like, oh, I'm really comfortable just doing my same thing. I've got my 9 to 5, you know, I can just go into work and come out of work and watch TV afterwards, you know. It's like it's really comfortable. But
no, I like waking up and you know, everyone wakes up with like something in their mind. Whether you just like dreamt about something or you're excited the night before but it was too late to do something. Like you wake up with like some little spark of ambition to like maybe paint something, go out and run, or like go hang out with friends, or just stay and like watch Netflix all day. Yeah. You know, if you just follow that, then day to day you're good. That's a happy life.
Damn, that's dope.
What else is there to it, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yesterday is a memory, tomorrow's just a vision. You got today. So, you know, hang out if you want to hang out.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Or that's like I was thinking like, oh man, like I gotta start like getting the podcast out, because like I wanted some people that like don't know us to listen to this, because I just want to like see what happens. This is an experiment, and so I was like, I gotta take some really sweet like little short clips of like things that like we say that are just like bangers, you know, and then like post those on like you know, Instagram or Facebook, and hashtags and try to like, you know, do all that. Which it seems like you're pretty good at that, using like social media. I'm still kind of like new to it in a way, where it's like I've never like used social media as like a tool. It's more so just been like, oh yeah, I'll check it, I'll post this picture because I think it's cool. But like just what you said though, like wake up in the morning and the first thing that you start thinking of, the first way you feel, just like follow that throughout the day. Like that's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
I mean, you got obligations, but you got 24 fucking hours, you know. You can fit some stuff into that time period.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't think I'm good at social media. It's like, I don't know, Instagram's my main way to get my art out. Charlie Beech art, check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna post all that. I'm gonna,
sweet.
And I'll go on your Instagram and like take screenshots or something and just like post them on here too. So like, kind of like, you know, can see what you've been making, and I'll put your name too.
That'd be tight.
Like your Instagram name.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of started as, like, I don't know. I really liked having a Twitter, but it was just me, like, getting drunk and posting some, like, random stuff. And I was like, that's not productive to anyone. No one likes reading this, you know? And so I got on Instagram, and I jumped on the wave pretty late. But, I don't know. It started out as a way for me to, like, post some stuff I'm doing, like some art. Now it's just kind of turned into a portfolio for me, which is someone that's trying to turn into a young artistic professional. I need a better portfolio than Instagram, like a website or some shit, but I'm so bad at computers, you know.
Dude, websites are easy though.
Are they?
Like they're very easy.
I need help.
Man, I'll straight up, I'll make a Wix for you if you want. Yeah. Like it's seriously that easy, where I could sit down within like an afternoon and just like throw it together, and then I can show you like how to make changes and stuff, so you can like, you know, make it exactly how you want. But like,
That'd be tight.
yeah, I would help you out for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I've just made one website. It was for a Celebration Commune. It's like a student commune.
Cool.
And yeah, that was fun. But man, I guess right now is a good time to pull out some beverages.
Oh yeah.
I went to Ingles or Harris Teeter last night rather, and I was like, I gotta get some motherfucking beverages.
What you got?
For me and Charlie. So, got Gatorade.
Ooh, nice. Got the yellow.
Water.
Ooh.
Ginger ale in a glass bottle.
Nice. That's classy.
And that like seltzer water.
Nice.
A little bit of flavor in. So
that's cool. So
if
this
you- if you
podcast is
thirsty-
brought to you
if
by
you
Canada
thirsty,
Dry. Cool. I appreciate it.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, for sure.
If I quench my thirst, I'll open up a nice cold Gatorade.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you some money from Gatorade for doing this podcast.
Yeah, they're like, put this out, like,
Yeah, right.
take a screenshot of that. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, goddamn, life is crazy, man.
Right.
Like, I started this semester, and I was just like, this is my last year of college.
Yeah.
Like, at last, after this, I'm free in a way, but it's like I've actually learned to like enjoy college.
Yeah.
The later I get into it, it's like I fucking hated it at first.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm captive. I could be going and doing something else. But now it's like, damn, they got offices that me and Charlie can meet in and do podcasts and like, you know.
Does that go back
there's-
to the comfort zone you're talking about? You know?
I guess it
Are
does.
you enjoying it more because you found a comfort zone and you're afraid to break out of it, or because you're
I
growing
think
here more?
I
Than
think
you
it
allowed
is.
yourself?
It's some of that. It's
Yeah.
definitely some of that. But it's also like I'm just starting to actually realize like the potential of using this place.
Yeah. Right.
Because like a year ago, I wouldn't have ever wanted to do this. You know.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you know, I'm figuring out. It's like, no, it's got to do this podcast. I got to get all the interesting people that I can
Right.
possibly find
Yeah.
to get on this podcast. Because it's like, you know, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to like hit y'all up.
Right.
Because I might be out in Colorado. I might
Yeah.
be like in fucking Australia or some shit. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do after school.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
man.
I'm in my last semester of college. I wasn't looking forward to it starting this semester, just because like the same thing you're saying. Like I finally found a comfort zone, and like it's good to be here. I can come back after the summer and see familiar faces, and like I'm gonna miss that. But I'm super pumped for what I'm doing now, because like Conrad said, I make a bunch of art, but I'm an economics major, so I'm doing my research this semester in opening up my own metal fabrication shop.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I'm doing a cost-benefit analysis of what it takes to get my dream studio up and running. I'll go around and talk to different metal shops and different, people that got that dream going for themselves and see what they did, run some of their numbers, see how doable it is for me. So I'm excited. I'm using this semester as like a stepping stone, but it's going to be weird to watch, like, step off that stepping stone, watch it just kind of be gone.
Yeah.
'Cause then it's just me.
Yeah,
That's scary.
right.
That shit sucks. There's no support system.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's exciting. It's good to be scared. I think I'm at a point that I'm missing being scared as much as I was before. Like, I grew up in Atlanta. I was there for 18 years. And I came to Asheville 4 years ago for school. And that shit was scary. You know,
Yeah.
just like all my friends I knew since I was a baby, just like saying bye for like maybe the last time. I'm bad at staying in touch with people. So, I miss them dearly, but I'm not someone that makes plans to meet up when I'm in town or anything. So, like, it was weird to just kind of jump off the deep end and be like, all right, new city, new me, let's do it. And so, I think that's like, I don't know, 18-year-old
It's
Charlie
badass.
had more balls than 22-year-old Charlie, I guess.
Get comfort, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, imagine how much harder it's going to be when we're 30 years old to be like, all right, it's time to like switch cities and not know anybody.
Yeah.
And just like go for it, you know?
I'm at that point now. I've been looking at Richmond, Virginia, because they got some cool stuff up there. There's a lot of like, I don't know, Asheville's really cool for two-dimensional art, I feel like, as a sculptor. There's like far and few places that I can find my stuff to get into and not be like a well-established artist selling it for like $20,000 or some shit. But like, you know, I don't want to discredit any artist, but I feel like a lot of people can just like put up an oil painting and that's immediately recognized or welcomed more into a lot of galleries around here than three-dimensional art. Because, you know, I love 2D art and I make it myself and I don't want to shit on it, but I don't know. To me, there's something more holy about using your hands to craft something, you know, and manipulate many, many more tools than a paintbrush on canvas. That's two tools. That's two materials coming together with paint. And that takes a lot of willpower and a lot of patience. But I don't know. Metal sculptures are what get me going because you got the metal, you got the heat, you got the conditions, you got like, you know, all the finishing, like, you know, patinas and grinding and all that. And I don't know. There's something about struggling through a 2-month sculpture that you recognize all your emotions, that you like start to doubt yourself and undoubt yourself through that whole time period. There's something that's a lot cooler than that than me sitting in my basement making like a fucking slime painting in one night. Because, you know, I know I'm feeling good. I'm gonna have a couple beers and bust out a painting and like, I'll like it enough, but that doesn't have, you know, the emotional baggage tied to it. Totally. So I see my art as like a timestamp and, you know, just through my life, I can look back and say, oh, on this day 1 year ago, I painted this. Or, you know, maybe that's why I like to be so productive. Because I like to, you know, kind of catalog my life through art. Yeah. That's why I don't like to get tied down to one medium or the other. You know, 2D or 3D or 4D. You know, it's whatever you're feeling. Going back to wake up with that ambition. Yeah. You wake up, want to play with some flat surfaces, do some two-dimensional art. That's cool. Like, if that's what's getting you going that day, but the next day, you might not want to even fucking see a paintbrush. So, I don't know. I guess it's weird being in the present moment. That's something that I don't think anyone's figured out yet. Just to, like,
in the present moment, like, it's like, it pushes and pulls me the fuck around sometimes. Like, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I just like really want to be able to like go into the studio and like make some art or like focus on like making some music, but then I'm like I can't right now because I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, you know,
that's scary. I think as artists, people love to brag about their own art, and everyone's afraid to admit creative ruts. You know, it happens to everybody. I don't know why that's such a taboo thing to talk about among artists, but you know, I feel like, especially somewhere like UNCA, where, I mean, I like this school and I love the program a lot. All the teachers are great, but just the nature of a curriculum of, you know, you need to have 4 or 5 things by the end of the semester to show me, or you need to, you know, show up every 3 weeks with something. That, I don't know. You can't get a whole classroom of people on the same timeline, because that's just not how time works. Yeah. You know, some people dive in deep to sculptures, or, you know, like Jeb, for example, one of our buddies in sculpture. He blows my mind because he'll have like these abstract out there ideas, and he'll like, I don't know, spend like 3 or 4 months just like weaving one thing, and that would drive me nuts. But that's just, you know, he's experiencing time differently. Yeah. And there's no unit of measurement yet to compare us. Yeah. And so you can't really compare the art because it's 2 different styles, 2 different timelines, 2 different brains. It's just how I interpret it. And that's what, I don't know, I like artists that aren't afraid of using their own time, you know? And that's hard to do as a successful artist because, you know, you want to get a gallery show or you want to show your stuff off downtown somewhere. And they'll say, all right, in 2 months, bring us 30 paintings. And so you're like automatically boxed into their timeline. Whereas, you know, the art that got you to that point, that wasn't on anyone's timeline. That was on your own, you know, motivation. And so,
just trying to like cage up a lion.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, it's like the lion's all wild and it's just like it's doing exactly what it wants and it's out there hunting and moving around, and then it's like you cage up a lion. You tell an artist like, we need 5 paintings in this exhibit that are this size, and you know, they need to look good with these paintings. You know, it's like asking like a tiger to like go be caged. You know? Right. And I love that part about being like an artist. Yeah. Like I've never really like for a long time I didn't really think of myself as an artist because like I thought an artist was somebody who like sat around and just like painted all day and just like, you know, was like that's what they did. Their 9 to 5 was
Right.
going into the studio and working. But now, like, I do think of myself as an artist now, because like I realize that like I need art as a way to like put my emotions, put my energy out into the world.
Yeah.
And that could be sitting and journaling, that could be drawing, sculpting. You know, it's like there's always something different.
Right.
And you know, yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's just a challenge. Like that's like what makes like a successful artist though, is somebody who can do both. Who can just, you know, just let things push and pull them and make art that really moves them and put themselves into that art, but then be able to kind of step back and be
Right.
like, all right, it's time for me to fill out all these applications to get my stuff in galleries.
Fuck that.
And
I hate that. Oh. Yeah,
you gotta take
the paperwork
pictures.
part. No one tells you about the paperwork when being a successful artist. I hate that shit. Oh.
Dude, hey, I guess the whole point is to get to the point of being a successful artist where you can like hire somebody
Yeah,
to
right?
do that for you.
Yeah. I guess it's like being an actor, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be an actor so they can like struggle through casting calls and all that shit. And then once you finally make it enough, you got an agent just getting you movies. You know, like
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, he's not showing up to auditions, I bet.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, like, but then at that point, what art are you making? You're just showing up to be you. You're just a...
That's
You're
the
a
funny
superstar
thing
at
about
that
these
point.
like these superstars that we know in
Yeah.
film. It's like they always just like play themselves in a way.
Yeah.
You know? Like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
prime
Or
example.
like Will Smith. Yeah.
Will Smith. It's like I take Will Smith and Nicolas Cage and put them in different movies. You
Yeah.
know, like one where they're like fighting a dragon and one where they're like
Right.
you know, mundane like house husbands or something, you know, and it's like you can still they're kind of just like the same actors. Like they don't really like change their style of acting too much.
Right.
It's like they got the formula down.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that way with like musical artists too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's like Kid Cudi, he got his formula down within like his first like 2 albums. You know, like he what it was like Man Moon or Man on the Moon
Yeah.
2 or something. And like that's what like he could have just ridden off of those albums
Yeah.
for like basically like many years. But then, you know, he came back and he started making his own music that was different, kind of abstract, and
Right.
then
Well,
and
I
people were
guess...
kind of taken back by it. But he's like he found that formula in his first 2 albums,
Yeah.
and people fucking love it.
Yeah.
You know? And so he can always come back to that formula, and I really respect him because he like kept evolving
Right.
his art instead of just being like, all right, yeah, I can just keep rapping in the same style. You know, I guess that's just
Yeah.
not really what artists do though in the first place. Like a true artist,
Right.
they're not going to just like find the formula and just go with it because like they're not the same.
Right.
When they come up with that formula 5 years later, they're a completely different person. So their art's going to sound different.
Yeah. I hit a point with that. You see my slime paintings, like, you know, just like melty shit on canvas. And those did really well for me for a while. Like, I sold enough of them that I was like, sweet, this is like my thing. And it got to the point that I was just tired of making them, and people were tired of seeing them, and I would be out places at like parties and stuff, and people would come up to me and be like, oh, like, you know, I would like introduce myself. I'll be like, hey, I'm Charlie. They'd be like, oh no, you're the slime guy. I'm like, no, I'm Charlie.
Slime
Like,
guy.
you know, yeah. And like, I don't know, which I like that. I like having a fingerprint, but yeah, at the same time, why would I stop my ambitions just to appeal to other people? You know, like it's important to have an audience, but why would I have an audience watch me do something that they've seen before?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the brave part of art, I guess. And like talking about musicians too, is like you can have like a solid first couple albums where you find your sound, and then that like say you make 3 albums like that, the 4th album you can do the same sound. Are people gonna be tired of hearing it? Or you could do the 4th album with just a totally new thing. Are people gonna be afraid of it and like just like discard you as something else? Like I think of the Arctic Monkeys. Like they had a really cool thing going for like their first 3 or 4 albums, and then they switched it up, and I felt like that was just to appeal to a different crowd. And I don't respect that,
Yeah.
because yeah, you gotta be true to yourself. Or why else are you making stuff? Someone else can make it if you don't want to, you know.
But like it's kind of badass though. Like
Yeah.
you're at a party and somebody comes up to you and you introduce yourself and they're like, "Oh, you're the slime guy."
Yeah.
Like that's dope though, because like
It is
you like you created an image for yourself.
Yeah, I do like
You know,
that.
like
It's flattering.
You could be painting like, do a portrait and then some painting of a building and then slime and then this
Right.
and that and this and that, and they would be like, oh cool, like you're a painter. But it's like being the slime guy, like that, like that's kind of like who you've become
Right.
in the eyes of like the viewer. But that doesn't mean you have to stick with that.
Right.
But you could also, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
But now you've like established yourself as like this is like my style, and people can recognize that style.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I've started to, I don't know, I just got bored making slime, Everyone gets bored. I mean, yeah, it definitely is cool and like beyond flattering when people come up to me and say stuff like that. Like, oh, you're the slime, like you make all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, like that's cool. I'm glad you're like looking at my art and like I made a memorable impression on you. But everyone's bigger than that. It's like what we were just talking about earlier. So everyone's got more to the story. Like I got mathy things I want to be making that aren't slime. I got just sillier images, like the hot dog paintings. I don't know if you've been seeing those. Yeah. Those are fun. I've had people be like, "Oh, you're the hot dog guy." Like my aunt, she loves the hot dog. She tells all her friends that like I'm the hot dog guy. Man, like I appreciate it. Like it's a easy way to get your name out there. I don't want to be an artist that's known for taking the easy path of picking one image to just repeat it. Like what's his name? Fucking Shepard Fairey, the Obey guy. Good for him. He carved out his niche. He got, he has a big market. He sold out.
Yeah.
I never want to sell out.
No.
No.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, because once I do that, I stop waking up with, what do I want to do today? Do I want to go on a run? Do I want to go downtown, drink some coffee? Do I want to paint? No, I wake up and my agenda's set out. And I've never been someone that does itineraries. I go on vacations. I do the best when I'm like, all right, here's the hotel I'm staying at. Wake up. Fuck it. What am I going to do today?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so, like, that's a real vacation, man.
Yeah, right?
Like, I swear, like, I go on vacation with my family, and I'm very different than the rest of my family in the way that I plan like that.
Yeah, same.
Like, I know that, like, the best memories I'm going to have are, like, when I just decide, like, oh, yeah, spontaneously, like, I'm going to go for, like, a night swim or something, and then, run into somebody, and then I go take shots at a bar or something.
Yeah.
It's like, they're like, that's fun.
For sure.
But,
yeah, I had I guess the first real chance to do that kind of vacation this summer. Just as like still being a young person, but like actually having my own money and like, friends that want to travel with me. Me and my buddy Wyatt Manlove, who also goes here. He's an awesome poet.
Nice.
That's someone to get on this show. He's a cool guy.
For real.
Yeah. Sort of like dark and bothered poet. He's a sweetheart though. I love him. He's one of my roommates. We went up to New York City this summer. And we were sitting there trying to plan it, like what art galleries we want to go to. And we just stopped and looked at each other. It's like, do you like itineraries? No. Do you like itineraries? No, fuck no. So we're like, all right, let's get a plane ticket. So I think that's cool. I want to do that more. I don't travel enough because I hate road trips and I hate planning and I hate packing and unpacking. So I guess that's why I'm a homebody, because I don't like going out. But I love what I do when I'm out there. I definitely took a lot away from that trip. I saw Mark Rothko painting in person, one of my big heroes. Yeah, I'm a big fan of abstract expressionism, which sounds douchey to say. I'd hate hearing myself say that. But now, like all that shit, that was just like down in Luli Peacock's art history class a couple semesters ago. That's just like the one time period of art that really got me going is abstract expressionism. Because there's all these guys, Clifford Still, Mark Rothko, Jackson Pollock. They're all like, they had a gang of like 10 or 12 people, and they're all up in New York at the, wherever the art school was up there, New York School of Art or some shit. And they're all sitting around doing like classic Americana, like Norman Rockwell style paintings. And they're all just like, fuck this, Like it's been done before. People have already done this, and like, all the money's been made. All the galleries are full with this. And so they're like, yeah, let's, throw some painted canvas. Yeah. And I don't like Jackson Pollock.
You're not about him?
I am not about Jackson Pollock. Just because him as a person, he was a dick.
Was he really?
Yeah. He was, I don't know. It's like raging alcoholic and super mean to everybody. Pretty abusive from what I've heard. And he died purposely drunk driving to get in a car accident to make himself a spectacle, and like took some other people out with him. So I don't respect that at all.
Oh man.
But like, I don't know. I do respect the drive he was doing. I'm like, Mark Rothko is one of my favorite guys because just like dark and bothered artist, you know, constantly drinking and smoking, and just carved out his niche doing big old like wall-sized canvas paintings with just splotches of color because they move through space, and like people weren't getting that at the time except for like a couple others, and I don't know. I think that's what pushes me, is that, you know, maybe the paintings don't mean much to someone else, but I can respect his motivation and drive, and he didn't sell out. Jackson Pollock sold out. He didn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Long story short, went to New York, went to the MoMA. It was awesome to see one of those in person. Yeah.
So originally being a sellout was like a good thing.
Yeah, right.
Where it was like in like the 1930s or 40s, like whenever an artist was a sellout, it was when they had a gallery up, and like the first night that it's open, people come and buy all their art.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're a sellout. Woo!
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome. But now it's like, you know, you freaking
a bad word
crowd
to say to someone.
pleasing.
Yeah.
You know, you just doing what your pawn. You know, it's
right,
like it's not such a good thing at all.
Yeah. It's like, I would never call someone a sellout to their face. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
dirty.
it's
That's
very
just that's a
dirty.
kick in the
It's like
nuts. I wouldn't do that.
Unless you're about to get in a fist fight.
Yeah. Yeah, right. If we're about fights, like, Conrad, you're a fucking sellout. Like, let's
Like, oh, bro,
throw
no.
some hands, you know? Yeah, right.
Take off my shirt right now.
I was speaking of, man, we got some boxing rings or boxing gloves on eBay the other night. We got 3 pairs for $25, which is a fucking steal. Yeah, like real Everlast gloves. Like, they're cool. And we went out in our backyard and mowed. We have some pretty tall grass because we don't mow for shit. And so we just like mowed a square into the backyard. So like we have a boxing ring now. It's crazy. Like you gotta come over and check it out sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the kind of stuff that keeps me going. I live in a really fun house. You know, I love my roommates. I got 3 roommates and a dog who's sometimes an asshole. But no, man, like I got a big basement studio. I got a garage that Bryce is working on a solo album in there right now. And,
Nice. What kind of music does he make?
It's hard to put a finger on. To me, it sounds a lot like the New Candies or like the Dandy Warhols.
Okay. So he's like all about instruments, though. Like,
yeah. Yeah. None of the songs have words yet. He's super talented, like multi-instrument talented. But yeah, like I'll be painting, go upstairs, grab a beer, and like, you know, I hear him recording something, or I hear Wyatt chipping away at the typewriter in the next room, and like that kind of house is just cool. Yeah. And the same thing, like, you know, 2 a.m. hits and we're all just kind of partying. It's like, you know what, fuck it, let's buy some boxing gloves. Like, you know, like it's cool. You know, I live with my best friends, and I think that's one of the things that keeps me going in life.
Where you live in an artistic household.
Yeah, and a loving household. You know.
Yeah.
I go to work. I work at a toy store, which is awesome. But I go there and I hear a lot of people with roommate drama. You know, I don't know why people can't figure it out. Don't move in with shitty people.
It's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, I think your personality, I think you kind of like in a, like when people come, I think like you're around people, you have like some type of positive influence on them, and you can like, you know, make people more friendly, you know, something like that. I guess you're outgoing in that way.
Thanks.
I'm not quite outgoing in that way, and I don't, you know, I guess I have those moments, you know, where I'm like, you know, just trying to like spread positivity and, you know, just people have fun and whatever. But like, you know, I had this past year, like I took a year of living by myself in the countryside. Yeah. Like it was like a fucking like, it's about as modern day of like a hermit as you could get, you know? Yeah. Like I'm out on this farm. I've got like, you know, like pretty much like a square acre around me. The guy that I was renting from and also my boss, you know, lived up on the hill and everything. And it really gave me like an appreciation for people though, which I really hadn't had before. And I think I was kind of spoiled, to be real, because like, I don't know, I've just been lucky to have like, you know, at least like a few friends at all times that I can like always just like be close with, and you know, like they're always there for me and shit. And like, I don't know, I was just spoiled, and like going out there and like living in the countryside like that by myself with like, you know, just like get home from school like fucking 8 o'clock, make some dinner, like pull out my pellet gun, like shoot some shit, then go to sleep, and then like go to school. Like it boosted my work ethic hella hard.
I bet.
Because like I would leave there like 8 in the morning, come here, work out, go to the, art studios, do all my school. Like that was the best grades that I've ever gotten at school in any time. So it boosted my work ethic, but it also gave me mad appreciation for people. Yeah. And just to be like, it's fucking awesome that we can just sit here and like, I want to hear your story, and like, it's just that like social connection, man. It's magic. It's like really, it's just like part of being like human, the human experience. Right. Is, it's like being in these social situations like lights up some part of our brain, and we just like are like we love it, So.
Yeah, that's something I'm worried about. Excuse me. Moving forward in life is like one path I see myself taking is graduating from UNCA, and then like you're saying, go out and get myself a couple acres like in the countryside, and just kind of like live, just go deeper into the heart of being by myself. But like anywhere I see myself doing that is somewhere new. I could do that in like Candler or fucking Hendersonville or something around here, but I don't know. If I'm gonna do that, I want to dive in. And so, as a social person, like when I want to see people, I have to see people. Like in that kind of thing, if I'm living out on my own, if I go into a city like Richmond or Columbus or wherever I'm looking, and I don't know anyone there, it's like shit, dude. I put myself in a situation where I'm just like not communicating or not interacting. Yeah. And I don't think I function well like that. So as romantic as that idea sounds to me,
it really.
I don't know if I'm ready to dive into that. Like, how'd you feel about doing that? Are you glad or?
I am glad. Yeah. I am glad because I needed that. Because I was like, it's not going to be an issue at all. I'm just going to go. I'm going to be when I'm at my apartment. Like I set up a dope music studio area. I had my desk there. I fucking love my desk. Yeah. Where I draw, make music, just journal, like all of that. Yeah. And like that was, that's what I was planning to do with my time. Right. And I just realized there was a certain amount of inspiration that I just didn't have that I thought I would have in that situation.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it's like, even though I didn't have any distractions, I could just sit down, tune in, vibe with, art or journaling or whatever. Yeah. I still just lacked that little like push of like I've got something to say. Yeah. I got to say it. Right. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it though. If you can go and live in some situation where you can really like learn about yourself and appreciate people around you and make some really close relationships. Because of that appreciation of other people that you may or may have not had previously, like do it. My dream is to find a little plot of land that's got some water on it, got some mountains on it, and just like build like a dope treehouse to live in, and like a little studio space. Yeah. And then just, open that studio space up for like anybody to come and like make their art, hang out, play poker. Yeah. Like do any of that kind of stuff. Like I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool. You want to do that together?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? I mean, we'll get a couple acres between us, but
Dude, we could.
I got the same kind of thing. My vision for a studio is, it'll probably start out with like 2 or 3 shipping containers, and I love metalwork enough. I have no problem getting in there, spend a couple weeks tearing down the walls and like re-welding them all together and stuff. Yeah. And just make it like, basically a Lego studio space. Once I find $1,500 or more, get another shipping crate in there, pop it on top, boom, it's 2 stories, Yeah. And then like eventually this plot of land's going to turn into a studio thing. But yeah, it's totally open access, kind of like the Steam Studio, but more of just my homies.
Like more like creative, like based.
Right,
like that's the one thing. Like
structure.
I love like the idea of the Steam Studio. I love that it's there.
Me too.
But that's not the place I go, and I'm just like, I want to throw some paint down and just like see what happens, and just like it's like it's not the place that I go just to strictly just like experiment and be creative. That's
Right,
where I
yeah.
go to like work and be like,
I
you know,
think
which I think
it's-
works for some people and some people
Yeah.
not as much.
Right, yeah.
And that's just how it goes.
That's what I was just going to say, is I think that's geared towards the kind of creative people that plan out more than me. You know, I'm pretty spontaneous. I'll start doing something, and halfway through I realize it looks like shit, and I'll stop or fix it. But that is strongly discouraged down there. You know, you got to get down there, get on, like, you know, Fusion 360, plan it out, find people to work with for the next couple weeks, and, like, get your materials in there, and, like, then, like, measure it really well. There's always someone watching over you. Make sure you're not skipping steps. I love skipping steps. I'm just like, efficiency is my bitch. I love just like, you know, how fast can I get this done? It might look a little bit worse in the end, but you know, that's for me to deal with when I'm 50 and 60 making art and all, like, trying to find the art of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, I'm 22. I'm playing around. So
Yeah.
I don't need a sterile environment to plan out things.
Yeah.
So that's why I love having a basement or like Owen Hall. I'm so glad this place isn't torn down this semester. I thought we were out of here. I was
lucky.
worried.
You're
I know.
lucky.
Yeah.
Being your last semester and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I about didn't take art classes because I wouldn't have that sculpture room to be in there. Because I love rooms where like I can create something, but all the machines are already broken. You know, because I will break things. I'm destructive and quick and hasty when I'm making things. And so like if, you know, I break a bandsaw, I'm like, okay, this has been broken 10 times before. I've seen how to fix it. I can do this. Whereas somewhere like the Steam Studio or like a similar kind of place, you can't do that. No. They just bought that. They'll get pissed. So.
Yeah. Oh man, like I broke like a table saw blade.
I remember that. Yeah.
And like because the guide I just put, which is metal, you know, I put directly into the blade and then it breaks. And then, you know, it was like that was a dumb mistake on my part, and like it won't happen again. But it was like I just want to be able to make mistakes like that,
right,
and be like, all right, well, it's just time to move on. But instead, it was like I had to wait for somebody to come and replace the blade, and then I kind of got my wrist slapped for it, and then, you know, it's like this and this and that, you know. So
there's a table saw here. I've broken it like 2 or 3 times.
For real?
Yeah. And I just go, hey Matt, I fucked up the table saw again, dude. He's like, okay, cool. Damn it, Charlie. Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you still get your wrist slapped. You know, everyone's responsible for something, but this place is kind of a free for all.
I mean, I want to be the one to slap my own wrist for
right?
real.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna fuck up multiple times in a row doing the same thing.
Right.
I don't want somebody to think I'm gonna fuck up multiple times in a row doing something, because like I learned from my mistakes.
Right.
Like that's what I try to do.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think I'm still in a point in my life that I'm getting my mistakes out. Like I said, get my hastiness out. Because when I'm down the road, I've got this vision for my final art piece. And this goes back to my love for Mark Rothko. His last thing was the Rothko Chapel. And it was just like non-denominational. He's a Jewish guy, but like anyone could go in there and worship. And he took his like holiest pieces, you know, the ones that just like spoke to him. And he, you know, made a building somewhere you can worship. James Turrell did the same thing. I love that guy. Like light sculptures. It's just like crazy neon lights, just like the intricacies of architecture is just like highlighted with just like bright colors, and I love that. And you know, that's something I want to do myself, is you know, have a chapel. I grew up Unitarian Universalist, so
No way.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Me too.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit, no way. That's cool.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of rare.
It is
like
rare.
There's not many Unitarian Universalists.
Yeah. Nice. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I grew up super non-denominational, like really welcoming community.
You go to like church? You go to church on a regular basis?
Down in Atlanta. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't go here. No.
Yeah, I went to this Unitarian Universalist church a couple times. I preferred the one that I grew up going to.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere else I've traveled to, it's like, you know, I think that's the thing about UU churches, is that there is just a community with the people you see week to week, because there's not a religious text or a certain expectation of what to believe there that's tying you together from location to location. It's just the people, you know.
Yeah.
I just haven't found that outside of UUCA. But yeah, no, I would love to create my own space like that, you know. And I don't really have a vision for it yet because I'm still just a baby.
Yeah.
But you know, like Persian rugs and nice lights. Everything's glowing, cool colors. Got some good paintings. Got some cozy chairs, beanbags. You know, it's not a church. Don't sit in pews.
Yeah.
Just come in and hang out. You know,
Yeah.
Got a hookah pipe over there. Go hang out.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. And I've had a couple pieces I've made. Like one I'm working on right now is a big plywood honeycomb. It's gonna be a table. And I was making it, and I looked at Wyatt Manlove, one of my roommates. I was like, this is a chapel piece, you know? This is it. 'Cause he's the only other guy I've talked to that's, like, about that plan of, like, what is the end-all, be-all of Charlie Beech art? What am I working towards? It's this chapel.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I was making it, I was like, this is a chapel piece, dude. This is it. And then I fucked it up, and now it's not a chapel piece anymore. But
The chapel of Charlie Beech.
No, it's cool to step back and realize that as someone that creates a lot of things. I throw shit at the wall till it sticks. As someone that does, like, you know, just like quick hasty art that I'm not happy with probably 60% of what I make, to step back and be like, oh my god, this is like, I made that.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a hunk of plywood, and now it's this beautiful glittery glowing thing that looks like a beehive. Like, to just to see that transition is crazy. And I think it's cool to be able to put a label on that kind of satisfaction. Because if you, like, I don't know, satisfied and unsatisfied are two, like, measurables that we talk about a lot in society. There's such a wider spectrum of that. You know, I could draw two pictures and be happy with both of them. I'm satisfied with both of them. One of them's going to be my favorite. And so to put satisfaction on a scale and realize that you hit the top end of satisfaction for yourself, that's crazy. You know, that's a drug in itself.
Yeah.
That'll keep you creating. And so I think that's why I keep creating stuff, just to hit that point. You know, because that's a strong feeling of love. That's self-love. And as someone that
would you say you are somebody who has a lot of self-love?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
I'm a happy guy. I'm pretty humble, but yeah, no, I have a great life.
Yeah,
I have great friends. I'm very fortunate in my circumstances, and I feel woke enough to, you know, wake up and recognize good creative opportunities and be able to point out unhealthy things in my life. And so, yeah, no, I think I have a lot of love for myself.
that's all. Like, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, you gotta cheer yourself on.
Yeah, if like, I don't know, there was like a light that switched this past year for me when I was just kind of going through some shit I was putting myself through, you know, and I was like, why the fuck am I gonna not be compassionate towards myself?
Right.
Because if I don't like myself, then what does it even matter?
Right.
And so that's just kind of like a little mantra that I've, you know, tried to kind of repeat for myself. Is that, like, I do like myself, you know, and like, you know, I'm there for myself. I'm understanding for myself.
Yeah.
I mess up. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
So that's something I'm really learning and like in the process of, and that's awesome that
that's life.
You got that.
You know, no one's got it figured out. Once you figure it out, you die. That's the silly part. But no, I feel like I'm in that kind of path of growth. I'm working on recognizing the situations I get myself into. You know, like this summer I was having a really tough time just in general. I was just not feeling myself, getting depressed, and like, you know, not social, not, you know, doing enough during the day. And I realized it's like, you know, I have a job I love, and I was there 7 days a week, and I burned myself out. You know, I get burned out very easily, whether it's with like social ties or with working on things. And so I think one thing I'm working on is to be able to step back and say, okay, that's not working for me. I like doing that. How can I cut that back to part-time and still be equally productive in different parts of life? 'Cause I love many moving parts going around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm someone that when it comes to love and relationships, I'm someone that puts a lot of that stress on my partners.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, I've had the hard realization past couple relationships I've been in, is that I'm not ready for love.
Dude,
and it sucks.
That's mature though of you to say that.
Yeah,
it
sucks,
is.
Though. I got a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a very, like you said, I'm an outgoing person. I love to make people feel good, but when it comes time to ask for reciprocation, I do that unfairly. You know.
So you're kind of demanding. You can be a little demanding, would you say?
A little bit.
That's how I would explain myself. So
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's
maybe
the same for you.
I go, like, I try to do my best to go above and beyond for people I love. You know, whether it's family or relationships or just friends, I try to do what I can. I feel like family and friends that have known me long enough know how to take care of me in giving back that kind of love. But new relationships, I'll like bust out the gate. I'll be the best fucking boyfriend in the world and like do all this stuff. And then when it comes time that I'm not feeling great, I'm kind of like, well, what are you going to do for me? And that's not fair. I can't put that on other people. And so, yeah, the past couple of things I've been in, had a couple people tell me in a row now, like, Charlie, you're not ready for love. You know,
Really?
yeah, like I got some stuff to work on. And yeah,
Wow.
that's life though.
That's
I'm gonna
insane,
find someone one
bro.
day. Yeah,
That's insane. Yeah, dude,
yeah,
love is big.
it's huge. And
Love is big.
one day I'm gonna hit a fucking home run. Find a man or woman, whatever. You know, I'm not a judge. I'll do whatever. You know, whatever's piquing my fancy that day. You know, that might be love. Whether it's an activity, whether it's just a conversation like this, or whether it's like a commitment. That's love. What else am I working towards? You know, just wake up every day and look for it.
Yeah.
And you probably won't find it because it's super rare. But when you do find it, man, that shit feels good.
Yeah.
That is a good time.
Man, like I love my mom.
I do too.
You know,
yeah,
like,
I got the best
freaking
mom in the
love
world.
My
Yeah.
mom, like she is just a freaking angel, and like I really want to be that angel for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in the same situation where it's like I want somebody else to be that angel for me too.
Right.
So it's like, but my mom gives love and she doesn't ask for it back.
Right.
She's just the epitome of like that like open heart. You know.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm fortunate to get to know her on the level that I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
Well, I think that's part of being a parent. That's what they say. You know, you don't know love until you know you have a kid or some shit like that. Like once you can just like unconditionally give for something else that's bigger than yourself, then I don't know. I guess you made it. I guess that's life.
Yeah.
You know, like biologically, I guess that's the point of life. It's like fuck yourself
up
to take care of the little
Sebastian
version.
and I were talking about that because that's kind of changed. Like the purpose of life in that way has changed a lot in the past, 100 years. Well, at least we are thinking so because we've reached this point where, well, in the past it was like reproduction.
Right.
Was like the point of life, and you can put whatever terms you want on that. You like love your partner, and then you reproduce.
Right. Yeah.
And then you create this family unit, then you reproduce. You work hard through your life. So
Keep the bloodline going. Like biologically, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's like that. What's at the base of like our just like biological cells is like this like continuation of life. Is like the point of life.
Sex drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, it's like we know so much, and we know that like population growth is like a big deal on the planet. Like the more people we have, the more resources we're going to use. The more people we have, the more pollution we're going to output.
Right.
It's like this. It's just this crazy understanding of being like the more population growth there is, like the more strain we're going to be putting on the planet, and it's going to come back on ourselves. Yeah. So I think that's just changing how like a lot of people are kind of viewing the world. Like the purpose of life isn't as clear cut as it once was.
That's true.
Now it's like it's all about like this like personal development. We got to understand ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to we got to really spend time to find the right partner in life. Whereas at one point we weren't as choosy. It was like a job. Being in like relationships like it was more like this is a family unit. It's like we fight. No, like that's what families do, you know. But now it's like I gotta find somebody that we can have the same connection with and have a similar interest in. Yeah. We have something in common, and
I think
and opposites attract, and like there's all this stuff we know about relationships. So I just think that's like a major change that we're like going through right now.
I think I have a selfish approach to that, and that I choose to ignore consequences. I do that in a lot of parts of life, just ignore consequences because they'll come back. You'll feel it, but can't worry about that now. But yeah, like population growth and killing resources and all that. The Earth has seen it before. To me, I love the planet. It's cool. I try to recycle, but yeah, we're a big rock in space, going however fast we are, just going through space. Whatever's on that rock doesn't matter to space. Mm-hmm. So if we're all going to kill ourselves off, that's fine. Earth will recoup. That's just the, it'll hit homeostasis. That's just how the universe works. But, as we're getting to that point, tell me it doesn't feel good to just think about finding, like, your one person. And you make a tiny version of you guys, and you get to raise it how you want, dressed up in little corduroy pants and shit like that. Like, that seems cool. And then, just the creation part of life. I don't know. I feel like I want kids. I'm 22. I shouldn't have a kid right now. Knock wood, because I'm a dumbass still.
Hey, but that's like that. Like, we understand ourselves so much more now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
yeah.
You can be like, I'm not ready. But I know I will be ready, but I'm not, it's like.
Right. Like, biologically, well, like 16 or 17, like, peak of
like
puberty,
prime,
that's that's time to have a fucking kid. That's why your body's doing all that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I guess we're lucky we get to choose now.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
The dice are going to roll.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Kids are amazing. Just like they're so they haven't had these harsh experiences in life yet, and they're just looking at things with open eyes and everything. And I'm over here great, first girlfriend, you're gonna break up with her. Yep. And then you're gonna feel shitty about it.
Break your heart. Yeah. I'm just bitter as shit. Yeah.
And then no, it's imagine for somebody who hasn't had that first relationship, they're going into it with open eyes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
This is what it feels like to have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is what it is. It's all this. And
no, I see that childhood wonder all the time working in a toy store.
That's that's a really cool thing. When you first said about the toy store, I was like, hell yeah, you get to remain a kid at heart.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm so good at yo-yos now. But I don't know, just bigger than myself. I'll be standing there behind the desk and family walks in, the parents are just kind of jaded, adults, they've seen toy stores before, but the kid's this is the best toy store in the world. I don't know how many times I've heard that sentence leave a child's mouth, and they just book it to the back of the toy store and they just get lost. And I don't have that many things in life left that I get that lost. Mm-hmm. Maybe metal shops, or maybe, I hate to say TV, but things that really get me going on the first time I've seen something like that. That's a crazy experience. As you go through life, you lose them more and more because you're just experiencing more.
Yeah.
But to hit the reset button and be able to go back see your first fucking toy store, oh my god, that is insane to watch. Yeah, no, they visibly freak out like that. It's crazy.
It's they have a ping pong table here.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's crazy to help facilitate that experience. I'm giving that kid the best hour of their life.
Yeah, man.
I'm just sitting there playing cards.
Yeah.
So that's nuts. That's part of the continuum of giving love. I think it's not my kid, but we're the human race. Mm-hmm. It takes a village. I'm gonna help that kid have a good ass time in the hour that he's under my watch.
Yeah. When I have a kid, man, I'm gonna make sure that kid can remain a kid if they want to remain a kid. Right. And just have mud fights and do whatever they feel like doing, man. I had a pretty interesting experience this past summer on went on a long mountain bike ride, and smoking a little bit of herb and all that kind of stuff, and just I was with two homies, Tristan and Ollie, and we just went on this long mountain bike ride, man, and it started pouring down rain, and we were just out there, man, and it was just just biking through that mud and getting covered in mud from head to toe, being I don't have anything on my body except this tiny little backpack and some water in the backpack and my bike, and just going down these flowy hills and stuff, just getting covered in mud. It was oh yeah, man, this is what it is,
and the danger.
This is what it is. And I remember when I was going to bike, it was I was thinking, oh man, I hope it doesn't rain because I'm gonna get a ton of mud in my car when we put the bikes back in my car, and I'm gonna have to bring some towels and do all this kind of stuff. By the time I got back to the car, I was I'm so glad I have this car. I don't it. like all things is like I'm just glad it got us here.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it gets muddy, man. This car just allowed me to have this crazy experience out here. Just going through mud and soaked and dirty and just laughing with the homies and like
yeah, this is tools to get through the experience.
Kids, man, like that's that kid, like the kid at heart, like came out then, and then you know for a week or two after that, it was real strong because I like could remember. I went back and I was like, that's what it feels like. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And you know, then that kind of like that experience gets older, and then I kind of lose that. But it's like now I know though, it's like I need to have those experiences to remain like a kid at heart and have real fun in life. You know?
I try to do that through living how little kid Charlie would want to live. I'm someone that recognizes time periods in life. You know, just like maybe that comes from like economics education and thinking through like time period 1, time period 2. I'll be doing stuff like, you know, if I go out spray painting, like do a little bit of graffiti, maybe I'm scared as 22-year-old Charlie that is now an adult and can get like seriously fucked by the law and like, you know, maybe it's irresponsible, but you know, 11-year-old Charlie is just like cheering me on in the back of my head. It's like, damn, I wish I had access to spray paint when I was a little kid. And now I'm doing it. Or like, I have a dope house in a basement studio. I can walk to my fridge, just grab some beers. Like, 12-year-old me would be like freaking out right now how cool that is. So it's cool to step back and recognize, like, you know, I'm here. You know, my future projection.
You kind of made it in a way. Like, you made it. You can really just do whatever you want with your life now.
Yeah. Right?
Like, you can just be like,
I'm happy.
I want to sit around and eat cake all day and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
I want to go graffiti up that wall.
Yeah.
I want to go on this road trip. You know, it's like, it's crazy though, because like, you know, being a kid, it's like that's what it's like all about, is getting to that point of freedom. You know?
Yeah. And I don't know, we were laughing the other day, me and my roommates, because we hit the point of like young adults being set loose on their own and like probably making some irresponsible decisions or like things that you would be strongly discouraged to do if you're living with parents. And now that like 4 of us are in a house, we were out there in the backyard. It was the day that we mowed a boxing ring into our grass. We were just fighting each other, and we got out the pellet gun. We just started shooting beer cans, and we went inside. We started playing poker till like 2 a.m, just like gambling and stuff. And we're like, little kid me is loving this, but like adult me is like, I know I shouldn't do this. For some weird reason, I've been conditioned into thinking this isn't fun, but it's fucking fun.
This is fun living,
I'm
man.
happy. I had a great time, you know? Yeah. That's all there is.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Gotta be happy.
That's awesome. Are you gonna drink any of these beverages I brought for you?
I'll grab that Gatorade. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop this thing.
Sweet. That nice, refreshing lemon lime Gatorade.
Cheers.
Cheers. I should tell you, and I guess the listeners, about a super sweet party coming up next Friday. The Snozberries, a local Asheville jam band, super sweet guys. They're having a concert at the Asheville Music Hall, and it's $10 to get in. I don't know if there's an age limit. Doors at 9, shows at 10. It's gonna be fucking nuts. I might have told you about this yesterday.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah. Cool. It sounded freaking sweet.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna be there. Like 100%.
Sweet. Yeah, I made the frames for 3 more pantyhose sculptures yesterday. So I'm just gonna try to turn out some glowing lamps, have them set up in a corner, like some like nice cozy stuff. I bring one of my Persian rugs, a bunch of shag fur. There's gonna be a dude there doing oil projections on the ceiling. There's gonna be someone else there. I saw a sneak peek of his projections. It's like crazy fractals and stuff, and there was like a praying mantis like switching colors and stuff. It's gonna be crazy. Like that's the party to show up to. There's gonna be jam bands going all night, different bands. There's gonna be some dancers that they hired. There's a bar there. It's gonna be cool.
Dude, it's freaking lit. It's going down. Asheville Music Center.
Asheville Music Hall.
Asheville Music Hall.
Friday, August 31st. That's a week from today.
And when does it start?
The doors open at 9. The show starts at 10. And knowing the Snozberries, it'll go all night.
It's gonna go lit.
Yeah.
Lit.
Yeah. So take your party supplies and, you know, come down and boogie.
Yeah.
If you want to dance, that's the place to go dancing.
I need to go dance, man.
Yeah, right.
Tomorrow
night.
What up?
Tomorrow night? The Hex dance party?
Wait.
Mothlight?
Wait, where does that happen?
At
there's
the
something.
Mothlight.
There's something also happening at the Asheville Music Hall. That's all I'm
Tomorrow
talking
night?
about. Mm-hmm.
Oh, word.
It's like a I think it's more of like a folky band. There's some UNCA students that are in some band that are doing a show there. Yeah.
Sweet.
But what are you talking about?
At the Mothlight in West Asheville, there's the Hex Dance Party. It's like the 9th or 10th one that they've done. It's always a fundraiser. It's like $5 at the door. It all goes to a great cause. I don't know what this one's is. But last time it was for like a women's shelter, like abused women. So like all the proceeds go to that, and that shit's just a party. Like if you just want to show up and just like the closest thing I've seen to a rave in Asheville, just like techno music going, just like a packed dark room, like everyone's feeling good. It's not like a club where people are like judging each other on their outfits or like who they're with. Nah, everyone is just like feeling good, dancing together.
Dude, that's what it is, man. I need to go. I need to dance. Like I need that dance.
Yeah,
like,
I'm going. Yeah, I'm a boogie.
I mean, I need to dance like every day, man.
Right?
Like, if I don't, like, I should like wake up and dance instead of brush my teeth, man. Because like dancing makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be cool. More. I'm gonna go dance all night tomorrow and then hate work the next day. But
but then just do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm young. I can handle it. So.
Well, man, yeah.
Cool.
Let's make sure we're still recording here. Yeah, I'm totally just gonna like go edit this after we're done here, and just like put it up. Or I guess I'm gonna get some pictures off your Instagram.
Totally, yeah. I can send you any pictures that you need. Like
okay, yeah. If you have any pictures that you would like to put on here,
cool. Or just like higher resolution that you can get from Instagram.
Okay, dope.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Yeah,
cool?
for sure.
Cool.
You just want to take like a short break and then come back and maybe do
sure.
do a little bit more.
Yeah, that sounds good. Cool. Dang. All right.
Yo, we back live as fuck. So yeah, man. So yeah, we just took a little break, you know, relaxing and whatnot, conversating.
Yep, beautiful day outside.
Yeah, it's a really fucking nice day.
Yeah, I gotta get out there and do some stuff.
Dude, fall is upon us.
Yeah.
Too. I see you ready with the sweatshirt. I was a little surprised this morning with the short sleeve, but
yeah, no, I fell asleep with my windows open. I woke up, I was like cold as fuck. I was like, dude, it's August.
Yeah, it is, but it's like the first few days of fall are always like way colder. Yeah. Like when we're in fall, we're gonna look back in today and be like, "Oh, it's so warm."
Yeah,
but like
right.
I
feel like
I'm really cold sensitive right now because I'm not used to it. You know.
Yeah, I feel like June and July though are usually hot as shit up here, but like all of June, all of July, I was like, all right, maybe the heat's gonna hit in August, and maybe we just missed the shitty part of the heat this year.
Yeah.
Thank God for global warming.
Yeah, thank God, man. Yeah, there's some crazy shit being like said about global warming right now. It's like we should be in like going into an ice age right now. Like it should be getting colder, but since like humans are like, you know, putting off gases and like warming the earth, that we're actually like stopping the ice age from happening.
That's pretty
cool. So we're like slowing down that ice age. So it's like, so it could be getting colder, but there's global warming.
Right.
So it's weird, you know, it's like the whole thing global warming. It's like, oh, it's gotta be getting hotter, but like in reality, like we could just be slowing down the cold ice age that's like coming.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because there's like a whole thing where I think like the last ice age was like 12,000 years ago or something like that. It was like 12 or 15,000 years ago, and like they can tell that like there's like these cycles of like it gets cold, then it gets warm, and it gets cold, and then it gets warm.
Right.
So like scientists are saying like it should be getting cold right now.
Yeah.
But it's not because we're warming things up. Yeah. I really don't know what to think about like so much of that anymore though.
Me either. I don't really follow it.
Yeah, me either.
I just stop. That and politics. It's bad. I should be an informed citizen of the world, but it's sad.
It's hard to be a kid though when I'm being told all, like over, you know, the news that like shit's going south.
Yeah.
You know, like
right.
These tariffs, you know, we just did like we're screwing over people, and people on Earth are mad at United States, and like it's like all this stuff. It's like I just want to watch cartoons.
Yeah, right.
I just want to be like cartoons and cereal in the morning. I don't want to like wake up and be like, oh yeah, like the world is ending as we know it.
Yeah.
You know. I think there's a lot of scare tactics mixed into the news that, and
definitely.
like it's kind of messed up.
Oh yeah,
because like I would be nice to be informed, but I also don't want to like get like depressed because I'm informed.
right.
You know,
I feel like we're in a weird transition point that the news is less and less trustworthy, and like social media platforms where people are unfiltered. 5 or 10 years ago, you just don't trust Wikipedia, don't trust Facebook, but individual voices are starting to speak a lot louder than the trusted sources of where things are coming from.
Yeah,
that's weird. That's weird. Like, who do you listen to? I don't know, so I just don't listen to much.
yeah, man. I mean, that's like I get my news over like podcasts, basically.
Yeah, right.
100%. Because like turning on the TV and watching news is weird, man. Like, have you seen Anchorman 2?
Yeah.
Where they make like a huge joke out of modern day news sources.
Yeah, we're living that.
Yeah, we're in that. Like, that's real.
That's crazy. Oh, I'm just gonna keep waking up doing the projects I want to do.
Just living life.
Yeah, I got a couple projects I'm working on right now. I got those lamps I was talking about. Making some more of those. I was talking about that honeycomb table. Working on that. Then I'm working on 4 paintings to go with that. I was like, it'd be cool to make a honeycomb table, but in my mind, that's not going to be done until I have a room for it. So what else can I do for the room? So I'm making like some stuff for the walls. That's on the back burner. I make some stickers, and I got a sketchbook right now I'm working on. It's just like all naked women, which I don't know. It sounds kind of just like gruesome. I'm not drawing porn, but
hey, I mean the figure of a lady is unexplainable. I mean, it's not something like
Yeah.
It's just like at the heart of who we are. It's like that form.
Yeah.
There's like beautiful lines, there's curves and stuff. It's like I can't help but like think that's really
animal
beautiful.
Brain,
Yeah. I got 8 brain. I got 8 brain bad.
Yeah.
I got a case of the 8 brain.
Now Wyatt Manlow was looking at one of my paintings I did. It's like a yellow naked woman with like pink hair and like beer bottles all over. And he keeps telling me that's like his favorite thing I've ever painted. And so I was like, I want to do more of that, but like not just that, like I want to break out of the box. And so we were talking about what if I just had a sketchbook where like each page is just like, another like cartoony naked woman. I'm thinking a good title for it comes from the Future song Change Locations. 60 naked bitches, no exaggeration. Just like on the front of the sketchbook, you flip through each page. It's like,
totally.
I think that'd be cool.
It's like a calendar without like calendar days. It's like, yeah. You should make a calendar.
That'd be could
make a badass calendar.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like calendars are stuck in a mold right now. No one's making new styles of calendars. You got the wall hanging calendar where there's like art and then numbers, and you got tearaway calendars with jokes or inspirational quotes on them. You gotta rethink it. Make like an Aztec calendar, but like modern day. Like a circle or something. That'd be wild. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like
something to think about.
Yeah, I like I use the calendar. Like I use like in a schedule book a lot, and I just put down like I got to do this today and I got to do this and this and this, but like I'm not being entertained by my calendar, man. I just go there,
You
I
gotta be.
I want to like open up and see like some pictures of like naked chicks, and be like, oh yeah,
right.
I gotta go take this quiz right now.
Yeah. All right, I got a naked woman in mind. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, I have been working on compartmentalizing projects like that. When I was in New York this summer, one of the cool things we did was go to the world's largest sketchbook library over there in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg, which was super cool. It's part of that sketchbook project where you like pay $30 or some shit, and then they give you a blank sketchbook and you send it back, and it's part of this library, and they like go on tour across the country. And that was kind of like an awakening for me in that like I have all these sketchbooks of just like day-to-day ideas, and then I'll like almost fill it up and then put it away, and then that's just in the pile of sketchbooks. I don't have like this book is this project, and then I'm gonna start like, even if I'm still working that, get a different book for a different project. So I'm trying to like fill up sketchbooks in like that kind of compartmentalized
like get a theme
way.
and then just go
right
with it. still be able to like change back and forth, do different
Right.
stuff, but like have that book
Yeah.
is like, this is what I'm doing
Yeah.
in this book.
Just kind of like organize myself more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something I'm lacking. Trying to get into the art world seriously, I'm not nearly organized.
Well,
enough to be doing
do you make up your bed in the morning?
that. No.
You gotta start that way, bro.
Nah.
You gotta start that way, because that's something I'm doing for like the first time in my entire life.
Really?
Is like in the morning I make sure I make up my bed.
Does that
And
help?
It does. It does. Organizing my life in just that little way
Yeah.
makes like a substantial difference for me. And
See.
Going back at night and I crash in bed and I pull those covers over me, it's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't have to like pull up the sheets off the ground, and
Yeah.
I forget to like, undress, and then I'm just like wake up in the morning, I'm like, what the fuck happened last night?
See, I kind of like that because I'm someone that hates getting out of bed. It takes me like 10 alarm clocks to wake up in the morning. So like get out of bed and it's like cozy and messy, and like the blankets are like, while I'm asleep, my subconscious knows where those blankets should be, and it's gonna like rearrange them to how I'm the most comfortable without thinking about it.
Totally.
So if I get out of bed and leave that in the morning and just like hit the ground running and start the day, when I come back at night, it's like a cozy little nest that like I'm just like continuing this sleep, So I'm kind of like apprehensive to make my bed. Maybe because I hate household chores, I like psych myself into thinking that. But no, I don't know.
I'm just trying to like clean my house more, because like it's like I think it happens like the environment we're in like influences like our mind state. If I'm out on a hike, I'm out in the woods, man. I'm I'm peaceful. Like that's my peaceful mindset. If I'm going into like a house with like a hoarder that lived there for like 50 years and there's cockroaches everywhere, my brain is gonna be like, I can't organize my thoughts right now. This is gross. I'm antsy or whatever. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to. That's one of those things, working on it. Self-improvement.
See, that's why I like having my own studio set up. Like in my basement, I love making a mess when I'm creating things because I know where every little thing is. Like if I need a pencil, okay, it's behind the washing machine, like 2 feet to the right. I can find anything in that room just because I know I made that mess in like a creative tornado.
Yeah.
So like if I'm able to just like keep that mess going in my creative space, I feel like that's how I work the best. I've never been someone that has a clean desk.
If that works for you, I mean, there's no reason not to just do whatever works for you.
It's kind of frustrating though sometimes. You're just like a little bit burnt out on what you're doing. You're like walking around like, I need this one color of paint, and I know I used it last week. Where did I leave that?
It's somewhere.
Like I got 6
here.
other purple cans sitting right here, but I know I need this one purple.
Yeah.
Like that's frustrating, but at the same time, it's a fun mess. You can always clean it later.
Yeah, cleaning's for suckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I recommend it though. Make your bed in the morning.
Yeah.
And then like maybe that will be like something.
Maybe that'll kickstart
improve your life somehow.
A new era for me.
Yeah.
The clean bed era of Charlie Beech.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just cleaned my car for like the first time ever the other day.
Nice.
I spent like 4 hours.
Damn.
Because it was messy.
Yeah.
And I used it out of the farm I work on for like carrying around dirty shit all the day.
Yeah.
These muddy stakes and
just like throwing it in
tools
there.
and stuff. And it was caked in mud.
Yeah.
And so, I cleaned it up. And then I was like, this feels good. It feels good. Because, like, I don't know, it's something about that. Like, my mindset is whatever environment I'm in,
Right. Yeah.
So.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, I'll get that song.
Yeah,
and put it
cool.
on here that you were playing earlier. That was tight.
That was Goliath by the Monophonics.
Okay, I'll remember that. Goliath by Monophonics.
Cool. And if you don't, it's on the recording.
Yeah.
Cool. That's super cool, dude. I appreciate you letting me come in. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man. Thank you so much.
Glad to help kickstart this
coming
project.
out and doing it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep other people in mind that would like be cool on this.
Yeah, totally.
I'd love to see this get bigger.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
nice.
I mean, you're awesome to have you on here.
Thanks, man.
Like
Yeah.
you got that personality for this shit. So, yeah, man. I hope to have you back.
Yeah, I hope to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see how this evolves.
Like revisit what I said before, like listen to myself talk about those projects I was working on. Be like, oh, none of that worked out. But here's the next
Like, I'm a
5
different
things I'm
man.
working on.
Yeah. This is like a timestamp.
Yeah, exactly.
In the moment, you know,
Right.
be able to look back 10
Yeah.
years from now. Think how crazy it'll be looking back 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Like we both like, you know, we've grown so much and we're doing different things and this worked out and this didn't. And we failed at it. You know, it's like whatever happens, we can like go back and be like,
Yeah.
this is where we're at today on this day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like August 25th, 2018. You know, it's like
that's something I've been
pretty
working
cool.
on. Just like in most aspects of my life, is not discrediting where I was in the past. You know, there's like art projects I worked on, or like I made a rap album at one point.
I heard
like,
some of that. Yeah, that was tight.
But it's like stuff like that is like silly, but like I look back on it and it's hard to be like, oh man, little kid Charlie was a fucking idiot. You know, like he spent all his time doing these things, but like in the moment, that was my drive.
Yeah.
And so things like this, I know I'll look back in 10 years and like part of my cynical brain's gonna want to be like, oh, that was stupid. Why'd you say all that with Conrad? But no, like, you know, it's a timestamp.
Yeah.
You know, like appreciate the energy that you have in the past.
Yeah, for
Past
sure.
Charlie was trying his best. Future Charlie's gonna clean up all my messes. Past Charlie's an asshole to future Charlie because he just made a mess.
Yeah, like regret is like the most pointless emotion out there.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Right? Yeah.
It's
Unless you
like-
like seriously fuck up and like really shouldn't have done something, that's fair. But like little things like creative projects, shouldn't regret any of it. Yeah.
Dude, originality like comes out of failure.
Exactly.
Cause like just making mistakes and being like, this worked, this didn't work. Cause it's like, I think like if I was the most unoriginal person ever, I would just go online and be like, what should I do? You know, it's like I'm gonna look up this successful person's bio and I'm gonna see, oh yeah, they went to school for sculpture and then they got their masters in this. You know, I'm gonna like follow that. But it's like, no, that's not original.
Yeah,
like
that's their path.
originality. Yeah, they weren't following somebody else's outline. It's like, you know, making mistakes, doing what feels right in the moment, like that breeds originality, and like there's nothing better than originality in my opinion. Like,
I do think it's important to not cite your sources, but to recognize the influences that things have on different projects. You know, any painting or sculpture, I can point out 3 or 4 people that like I tried to copy their hand in that style, but it came out like this because it was just a smorgasbord of like different ideas, and then my hand is different from someone else's. But like, yeah, it's a weird line to try to hit originality, yet also respect your influences and try to follow in those footsteps.
Yeah.
With the, I don't know, you try to copy the creative vibe. You don't try to copy the art.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got down like just through this podcast, I mean, you brought up a bunch of names of people who've like, you know, influenced you or you like or don't like their stuff. Like that's like a sophisticated way to go about creating.
Yeah.
Straight up. Well, yeah, man, it's been awesome having you on here.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
It's been awesome being here. It's a good Friday afternoon.
Yeah, man. What
good way to
better
spend the
do?
day.
All right.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, until next time.
Well, cheers. This has been the Heart to Heart podcast, hosted by your boy Conrad and
Today's
special
special
guest
is Memphis
Charlie Beech.
Soul Stew.
Charlie Beech hard.
We sell so
Thanks.
much of this,
Well,
people wonder
peace.
what we put in it.
Peace.
We're gonna tell you right now. Give me about a half a teacup of bass.